How do we get that broader environmental?
Deep, instinctive, maybe mammalian fear. Fear of something fast, low, unexpected, right in your peripheral vision. It's built to jump out, scuttle across the floor, deliver that gut reaction, that guaranteed scream. Its effectiveness really hinges on the motion sensor triggering it, just as the guest feels safe, or maybe looks away for a second.
Right, and if the movement at your feet doesn't get you, maybe the sound assault at the door will. The sound-activated screaming doormat sounds like one of the sneakiest devices we looked at.
Oh, it's brilliant psychologically, because it targets the exact moment a guest feels secure. Stepping onto the mat, steadying themselves maybe before they walk in, and bam, they step on it, and this sudden echoing shriek just blasts their auditory environment. It's not a gentle noise. It's designed purely to startle the nervous system before they even get inside.
Okay, so physical shocks from below, auditory shocks right at the door.
Yeah.
But we need to move beyond just simple jump scares, right? Introduce characters that create that psychological dissonance.
Exactly. That's where we get into props that mimic interaction, human-like or character interaction. The animated talking pumpkin is a good starting point here. It lights up with different faces, tells snooky jokes. It's interactive, sure, but it kind of softens the threat with humor. It's maybe a preparatory scare. Good for the entryway, welcomes guests, but also sort of disarms them a bit.
But that just sets us up for the escalation, doesn't it? The motion-activated skeleton butler. I love this description. Dressed in a suit, holding a tray, speaks creepy phrases when triggered. The source called this a blend of the hilarious and terrifying.
Yeah, and this is where we hit that high-level cognitive dissonance. A butler, right? Symbol of service, comfort, order. Putting a skeleton, a corpse, basically, in that role, it completely flips the script on hospitality. You walk up expecting, I don't know, a welcoming gesture, maybe a place to put something down, and instead you get a creepy monologue from, well, Bones in a suit. The dark humor gives you that momentary release, maybe a nervous laugh.
Even simple sensors like infrared become so crucial. For things like the spider or the doormat to really work, they have to be timed perfectly, right? Calibrated. Trigger too early, you see it coming. Too late, the moment's gone.
And that's the technical takeaway here for you, the listener. The interactive threats, they depend entirely on placement and calibration. You've got to make sure the shock is truly unexpected. The tech needs to be invisible, fast, reliable, all to maximize that surprise element, especially against the backdrop of anxiety you've already built with the ambiance builders.
Okay, so we've covered sensory transformation, primal fears, cognitive dissonance. We've talked fog, movement, cackles, creepy spiders, the whole 9 yards. What's the final synthesis here? How do we layer these two types of gadgets for the best result?
The core takeaway is balance and layering. You absolutely must use ambiance builders first. Create that continuous, sustained anxiety, that feeling something's just wrong. That's your foundation. Then you use the interactive threats, the motion sensors, the doormats, the talking butlers to deliver the sudden release, the targeted release of that built-up tension. Ideally mixing in some humor, like we said, because if you only have ambiance, it's just spooky wallpaper. If you only have jump scares, it gets old, predictable really fast.
Right, the ambiance builds the pressure and the interactive props pop the balloon. Makes sense. You need that ghost projection and the fog machine setting the background dread, which then makes the shock from the screaming doormat or the crawling spider feel way more intense.
It's exactly right. Successful design needs both sensory overload and targeted, unexpected activation. These details really show that dual goal of any great fright event. Welcome your guests in, but also fundamentally mess with their sense of reality. Often, yes, simultaneously, maybe with an unsettling laugh.
Which brings us neatly to our final thought for you today. We spent a good bit of time analyzing things that were both hilarious and terrifying, like that skeleton butler, that blend of laughter and screams. So, if you're designing your next themed experience, maybe for work, maybe for fun, which element do you think is ultimately more critical for a truly memorable deep dive into festive fright? Is it the creepy, chilling, sustained atmosphere? Or is it that sudden, startling laugh-scream moment?
Something to mull over, perhaps, as you adjust your own fog machine settings this year.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive. See you next time.